Cited yesterday the Tory MP Andrew Percy, who made a very good speech about all of this, how our terror of the offending Muslims is now affecting our society. Andrew Percy has told the Telegraph this morning about this response from the police. It is a weak and pathetic response which we've come to expect from the Met Police, a force that has at times appeared to act more like a PR arm for the protesters than a law enforcement agency.
I think he's milking his words. I don't think that is weak and pathetic. I think at this point, the police and our public officers and basically most of the people in authority in the country are now saying Britain doesn't belong to Brits. You are the ones who have to be silenced and censored and be uncomfortable. Now it belongs to a load of people who, frankly, hate you.
Still on this subject, Suella Braverman has weighed in her inimitable style and said Islamists are in charge of Britain now. I think that's a very strong statement, but I can sympathise with the emotions behind it. I mean, you know, every day in every way we cave in to Muslims, to Islamists, and the police saying it's not against the law to project a message of genocide onto our parliament. That's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
Basically, we've still got a school teacher in hiding in Batley because a subset of a community decided they didn't like him showing a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. This was years ago now. You've got an autistic child who scuffed a Quran in a school. Again, community leaders from a subset of society decided that they were the ones whose voices should be heard because they were very offended. You've got now politicians saying change the way that Parliament has operated for centuries because we might be attacked in our constituencies or told off or receive death threats because we're not seen to be voting for a war that actually is voting on affects nothing.
Let's talk about James Cleverly.
The tail is wagging.
Yeah, let's talk about James. James Cleverly has that sort of he's weighed in to attack Suella Braverman, his predecessor as Home Secretary. What has he said?
So he said that, get this is comedy. Remember yesterday?
Comedy gold, this. Comedy gold.
Home Secretary said Britain has a high-functioning democracy.
Yes, James, really.
We live by the rule of law.
I'm genuinely laughing. I'm not doing this. This is ridiculous.
And it's not right or appropriate to imply anything other than that.
Yeah, shut up. Shut up, Cleverly. What a ridiculous... After those appalling, squabbling scenes the other night, you tell us we've got a great functioning democracy. Have we, hell? To wit, Lindsay Hoyle, the Speaker, is still in some trouble. I've been thinking about this, you know, and I've got a lot of sympathy with what you said, that outrageously Starmer put pressure on the Speaker to allow that Labour amendment. It would look good for Labour to dig Starmer out of a hole. Starmer clearly, again, disgracefully, said if you don't allow our amendment, people might die, people might get hurt. So Lindsay Hoyle, I think a decent man, but I think probably in this example, a very weak man. He buckled on that. And ever since then, though, what worries me about Lindsay Hoyle is because I don't want to see anyone murdered. I don't want to pick up the phone and hear any of our colleagues will be murdered again. Well,
it's really coming on, can I say?
Thank you very much. Good. Well, the point is that of course, we're all concerned about MPs' safety, and Lindsay Hoyle is just one of us. He's concerned. It's not his job to protect MPs. It should not have come into...
Well, the police aren't going to do it, are they?
But the Speaker's job is to protect parliamentary procedure and to preside over fair debates, which he usually does very well. It is not his job to worry about or to preside over MPs' safety, and therefore it should not have come into his thinking, and that's why his chief clerk said, you must not do this. He overrode that, and the problem he's got, 67 no confidence letters now. The problem he's got is the outshot of this, the outcome of this was very good for Labour, and he's a former Labour MP.
Well, the person whose head should frankly roll, I think, is Sir Keir Starmer, because if his aides or his apparatchiks or whatever said to Sir Lindsay Hoyle anything along the lines of, if you don't do what we say, you've got blood on your hands, that is the worst form of emotional blackmail that I could even think of, when, frankly, Labour didn't have to say to their MPs, well, don't vote for the SNP motion. They didn't have to bring their own amendment. This didn't even need to be debated at all.